Hello, this is Pixie doing another vid. I had a few thoughts about what would I talk about today. Sort of a mixture of things. See, I don't know if that's a good camera angle, you just have to bear with me. At night you can't really see much of your face, so there's no point in me filming that. And yeah, I think one of the first things to talk about is kind of the disappointment in internet dating, and it's what makes it such a disappointment is there's so many different sites out there. Now some will lock you into a subscription, and what you want is a site that you can basically exit that process and be forced into something. I've heard stories that some people have got into, I mean, they found the person they want, you know, in their life. They've started dating and whatever else, but they found they can't actually get off the site. They're still pretty much locked into this site, which is a bit annoying. That's sometimes one of the issues with a lot of these businesses. So they don't really care too much about how you feel. They just really, and even the service can be just a bit shoddy. I mean, I've explained before, having a mixed experiences in UK type dating sites, and then switching over to, you know, looking at sort of Slavic women, Russian, Ukrainian, whatever. It just out of interest, really, and just want something different in my life. You know, want to make a fresh start, try something different, and I found that you know, I looked for a site. So you think being clever, you'd say that's Google. That's Google a decent dating site, you know, with sort of no scam policy and all this sorts of stuff. They're probably some of the worst. Well, they claim they got no scams. They're basically controlling the system. That's really what's going on. So yeah, so I had a massive disappointment with My Partner Forever. You know, I don't know what's going on there. But when you phone people up and they're not real, you know, you listen to the voice and you think to yourself, they do sound similar on the phone, you know, but like they're acting like they have less understanding of English than they are. So it's like, oh right, yeah, oh yeah, you like vodka and all those sorts of things. So I don't like vodka, but that's, you know, you bring up something like, oh right. But it's all a terrible scam, and I think that, you know, if you take the courage to phone someone up abroad, believe that you're getting diverted to their mobile or whatever for a conversation, and it's just a load of rubbish. You know, it'd be nice if they had a disclaimer on the actual site. We cannot guarantee or validate that these women are completely real, but this site actually, My Partner Forever, claims they interview them. You just got to think about it. Would every woman on their books go somewhere to be interviewed? And what's the likelihood of that? And then how much would that cost to interview in that time? Going to meet up with them? You know, what kind of checks are actually carried out with this alleged agency? And the actual head office of the companies is in Monterey. I think it's in Canada, and yeah, so it's all a big joke, really. And basically, you know, if you're going on it, I'd have to say yes, like a bit of a mug for doing that. So I'm still bitter about that. And so I went on another site like Russian Cupid, a little bit more open, rife with scams, afraid, and even people claiming to be like platinum members. You know, I had somebody, and she shared all of the details with me, so I think great, I've got like Vibe, I've got this other thing, so I might call her up on the phone. However, I might end up with a load of spam in essence from that conversation. It's disappointing, that's another thing. So somebody's claiming they're verified, claiming they're platinum member of this, so they paid out £30 a month. She said she doesn't go on that site much, so you know, I mean, I'd imagine £30 in Russia is a lot of money. So you're going to spend a month's wages going on a site, being a platinum member, not writing to anybody unless they write to you, and hardly using it. So you must be quite rich then, basically. So these kind of dodgy scams, people write to you and say, "Can I have your email?" You know, they don't even bother to read your actual profile, and other things like if they keep writing to you and they never call you by your name. All these other things, they're sort of like signs that possibly it's not going to lead to anything. And it's sad because it means you can't open your heart fully to these people, and you have to be prepared for worse. Don't be delusional and say to yourself, "Oh yeah, it's going to definitely work out," and everything else. The way I play it is, if you like someone, go over to see them. You know, that way, if they're up for that, they're real. If they're not, they're not. And you don't just have to be quite cool about that. You might want to say that at the start. You might say, "Look, if we really like each other, I'll come over," and then you can meet up. And then you want to do is book all the arrangements yourself. That way you know what's going on. If you let them do it, then you might get in all sorts of things. You know, I had someone say, it's really pushy, like, "Oh yeah, well if you could get me a tablet, then we could communicate more with each other." You know, send some money for tablets. That's ridiculous. And I said, "Look, if I want a better communication with some of us, I would come and see you. That's the plan." And she said, "Okay, can you come over?" So we chat for a bit on that. And but then she got really pushy and she wanted me to get a hotel or something in her village with 2 rooms, 1 room for her, 1 room for me. So she lives there, but she wants me to pay out for extra cash for a room. Would it make sense that I book a room, meet up at a restaurant or somewhere, and she doesn't have to rush to tell me where she lives? You know, she could have like a friend on guard somewhere, or whatever she wants, and then that kind of figure out from there. So I don't know, she just wasn't playing fair. So I was, like I say, I'm still kind of disappointed. I mean, in the past I visited someone in the Ukraine. That was great. She's a great person. You know, basically it was by luck. I typed in my hometown and looked at her profile, and then by me looking at her profile, she looked at my profile, and then she started a conversation and said, you know, "Oh, that's great. Oh, me too. You know, such and such." So that was good. It worked out quite well. It's still a bit sort of a shady experience because I wasn't prepared for what I found in the country, and that's me being naive. I couldn't get like family or any friends who'd like to come out there, because sadly they don't have the same outlook. They would be like, nah, just look for someone local, look for this, look for that. But if you're looking for something different, if you're looking for a certain type of person, it's not going to happen. The other thing, you're more likely to be real people that have actually already got children. You know, you've got to look at the circumstances, what's this woman looking for. And if you're looking for security, it's not really what I'm looking for myself. I kind of see it as I'm picking up an extra lot of responsibilities, and it's with a stranger. So if I've talked on the internet, I mean, I might be not so much into a child. She might not realise. I understand that it comes a package. If you like her, you've got to take care of a child. That's fine. But the only problem is that limits where you want to step in. You know, if you've already got kids and you're divorced and these kids stay with you and you're sort of a single dad or mum or whatever. I'm sure there's men on this site as well for Russian Cupid. Then that's great, but if it's not really for you, then don't rush looking for that. They're more likely to be real though. If you've got someone in Ukraine, you know, she thought she was in love, etc. And then the guy said, "Nah, it's not. I don't really want to take care of his child. I'm going to split. You know, I'm not really in love with you. I don't want to get married to you, and whatever else." Then the woman will tend to look for something to up a game. She should like, "No, sod you. I'm going to get something better." So that, you know, it makes sense that you might want to look for a bloke abroad. But do be careful. You don't end up paying child maintenance for a child that's not yours, or anything like that. It's enough. There's enough problems in the UK with bloody child maintenance. Christ, that's set up in such a way that they would just deduct money straight out of you. The new child maintenance system. It doesn't matter what you earn, and it also doesn't matter what the ex says about you. She made up a story and said, both your kids are at home, they're only doing a lower level education, they will basically follow what she says and say, well, you should have disputed it such and such. I've had that experience recently. My daughter's at university. I've told them several times and they're not taking it in. So they're going to deduct £300 out of me every month. Doesn't matter what I earn, so if my earnings drop 1 month, they won't care. So it's only like I lucky I had a bit extra money, I can get through everything this time around. So yeah, that's a kind of warning for a bloke as well. Be careful, these systems out there. They're not set to help you. Child support agencies are not there to help you. They say they're there to help the kids, but actually they're an enforcement agency. They're there to get money, and they will give it to wherever the child lives. They're quite happily women focused, I think, and that's not me trying to be sexist. Go on. That's it. Yeah. So yeah, I thought let the lads by. It's nice of me, wasn't it? Considering they nearly caused an accident. But I want to be sure that they're safe, so that's why I've done what I've done there. So yeah. So I'm not too sure what I think about Russian Cupid at the moment. You can dip in, write to as many people as you want, and then cancel your subscription. That's not a big problem. That's the way you want to flow. That's all cool. And then you can, pick out, look for people that are verified ideally. However, it might be not a foolproof system. They might have fake agents from the actual company, and the company might be run by criminals. I don't know. There are some sort of different mafia groups out there that find their sort of niches, and they will exploit people quite badly. It's just the nature of things. It's one of the vices, isn't it? Women, drugs, violence. I think a bit off on violence. I haven't seen a site offering me violence yet, though. Just to take a financial advantage of me. So, anything else you need to tell me about that? It's just be wary, basically. Like I say, I've just started giving people said over the chat on Skype, and now they're just sending bogus people to try to talk to me that have they're probably like sex bots. That's what they pretty much are. I don't know what they are. Yeah, it's all a bit of a pain. So I'm a bit rambling, I'm just thinking in my head. Anything else I want to share about that kind of stuff? Not really. I think that's it really. Just even the most nicest people might be a bit of a joke, so you just gotta go with it and take your judgment on that one, and also prepare for scams because they're out there. I mean, at the moment I'm chatting to someone who seems quite nice, but however, I'll keep an open mind on these things. And okay, so that's cool. And anyway, this is Piggy signing off, and I'll speak to you soon.